Rick and Morty. Your reference goes unamused by me, even though I clearly stated what it was from.
That's loud. Hey everybody, welcome back to Project Yare Shack.
Yar.
What's the theme song, AJ?
I don't know. What day is
Sing
it?
it for us.
What day is it?
Saturday.
It is Saturday. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Yare Shack, baby. We need to switch it up. Y'all need to do it every now and then.
You're right. Nick, go for it.
Okay, I'll start it off and then Brad will lead into a solo.
Okay.
Yar.
Welcome to Yar.
We should do an entire episode where we do that SpongeBob thing where we fart after every word we say.
Oh, like, yeah, rock bottom.
Except I've tried to do that before and it breaks my brain.
You're rock bottom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you mind keeping... No,
Do you already fucked it up?
I know.
Do you mind to stop this shit?
It fucks with my brain. I can't.
Guess that animate. No.
Anyway, I'm Nick.
AJ. I know.
My name is Bird.
Bard.
Caca.
Yeah. His name is Bard. Now,
Oh, nice.
Now throw your...
Need a napkin there?
Throw something
It
to the
exploded.
Witcher. What is
I
it?
got
How does
one.
that song go, Nick?
I'll ask for one.
Toss a coin to your Witcher or something.
Oh, Valley O Plenty. Here, let me ring some bell service.
Ah, yes. The napkin wench. Eddie, what have you been doing?
I have been doing nothing.
You have such an interesting life.
I know. It's awesome. It's the American dream, man. It's a fact.
It's a
The only part
factoid.
you're missing is a lot of money.
Nobody who ever came here wanted money. Are you kidding me? Come on.
That's exactly what they wanted. They wanted to have a lot of money and not have to
They
do
want
anything
to
get
take
it.
people's money.
Same thing.
I want to earn
Your
it.
money is my money.
No.
Money equals happiness.
Appreciate it, thank you. This is the paper towel winch. Brad's choice of words are not mine.
I made a joke. You're the one who actually said it.
You didn't think I would?
Nobody made you.
I wasn't concerned whether or not you would.
You were hoping it would, though.
I don't have to live here after I leave.
Same.
It's alright. Well, if you come over for the Royal Rumble and I have a black eye, you know why?
I didn't do anything.
You're an idiot.
What? I didn't hear what he said. I was chewing. I couldn't hear.
He said, if you come over for the Royal Rumble and I have a black eye, you'll know why.
Oh.
Stupid. Idiot. Moron.
So, what have you been up to, Brad?
Nincompoop. Dink.
That.
Dingbat.
I have been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
And here I thought you were watching Madoka Magica.
Why would you think that?
Because you keep mentioning it
Well,
at work.
I mentioned it all.
Said you were watching a lot of it.
No? You have no idea what you're talking about.
What have you been watching?
Preacher.
Which is?
That? What I said?
Describe it. What is it?
It's like Madoka
It's a
Magic.
15-year-old children's show about girls who transform and save the world from the darkness who's trying to...
Like what?
Huh? What do you mean, like what?
Where they transform into figures.
Magical girl? That's not Madoka. Madoka...
They said-
One,
they s-
Madoka, yes, they do transform into magical girls, but it's not a show for children. And two, Precure's way older.
Wait, you're watching a show for children?
Yes.
Why?
Because I want to.
Why not?
It's been going for 16 years now. And it's like, it's super popular.
Really flashy, cartoony.
The older one's not. I'm curious as to, like clearly this is a show that, even though it's for children, has a very large fan base, you know? And they clearly, at some point, I think in the beginning, they were just like, yeah, we're making this fucking kids show, you know, and we'll make it. And then at some point they realized, like, oh, this is like a thing. And then I think they started taking it, like, really seriously at that point. And honestly, it's the only, like, legit traditional magical girl show that's still, like, around. Everything that comes out nowadays is all basically just trying to copy Madoka. And it's like, what if it was magical girls, but they kill each other? What if it was magical girls, but they got guns? Or what if it was magical girls, and they're causing the apocalypse? Like, that's all what we got going now.
What if it's magical girls, and they're magical?
Yeah.
Nobody
They're
thinks
the only
that.
ones who are still, like, doing the traditional style of magical girl TV show. That used to be.
What if it's a
fucking
magical
huge.
girl, but she has no magical powers?
You know, what's funny is, like, talking about that and everything, I remember getting into an argument with somebody one time over Sailor Moon, and if it was a magical girl anime. I was like, yeah. I said, it's like one of the popular ones.
Yeah.
They're like, there's no way it's a magical girl. They're like, they don't really do anything. I'm like, doesn't
Probably
matter.
watch the American Sailor Moon.
Probably. I was like, well, here's the thing. I said, even if they don't do anything, I said, if they transform and they have powers, it's magical girl. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
Is this a zombie a magical girl?
The character in refers to herself as a magical garment girl. The powers isn't hers, it's the object that she wields, the chainsaw. Which is why when he uses the chainsaw, he gets the outfit and he has all the powers. So it's less of a magical girl and more of a magical item in that scenario.
Is that the one with the sauce on there?
Yes, it is.
I am.
I don't really taste it.
I needed to
That
give
onion
you
is very strong.
more. I needed to give you more.
I think it's just there's overpowered onion on here.
You put that on there.
Well, when In-N-Out does, like, animal style, don't they do, like, isn't it grilled onions?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was, like, just regular sliced onions.
Yeah, this onion is fucking. It's dominating everything.
You put a whole slice on there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of the longest running and only running, like, traditional style of magical girl show that's very popular. And I just wanted to get in on it, so I decided I'm just gonna watch. Like, a lot of people, they say because it's so long, you know, just like pick the season that looks the most interesting and just watch that one, because you'll never watch them all because there's so much of it. And I'm like, fuck you, I can watch them all. So that's what I'm
You gotta
doing.
watch them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch every single one in order. I'm on, like, episode.
You know, I'm actually surprised I haven't seen anybody online be like, I'm gonna watch from the beginning to where it is now all the episodes of Pokemon. I've not seen anybody say anything, which is kind of odd, because you got people that will just do that for, you know, try to get views and stuff. But I know I couldn't sit through the original.
Yeah, I don't think I could either. I mean, even with Precure, I'm watching like 1 or 2 a day. I'm not just sitting down and watching Precure and that's all I'm doing.
Well, one of the reasons I couldn't do that with, especially with something like Pokemon, is if you watch the older episodes, it's really not good. It gets real, like, the voice acting's not great. It doesn't really hit a good stride until, like, close to the end.
4chan make it?
4chan? No.
Yeah, 4chan made all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah. It's 4Kids. 4Kids did the dub. They didn't make it.
You know who makes Precure?
Who?
Toei.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been watching an anime.
Dragon Ball Z guys.
Mm.
There's other things I'm watching. That's just the big one that I'm like the most in on. What are you watching?
Bofuri.
Care to elaborate?
I didn't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense stat.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I like it.
I remember I saw a meme of that where it's this dude attacking her and he's got like this big orange like double axe thing. He's like whacking it, she puts her shield up. But over the axe it says, "Your mom gay?" It's the shield and it says, "Having 2 dads." The perfect defense.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the whole shtick with the show that he's watching is she jumped into this ultra real, not real, but like real, like you can feel pain and stuff in this VR video game. That
almost like Sword Art.
Yeah. And she doesn't want to get hurt, so she min-maxes on defense, and then because she did that, she gets a unique counter ability for any time somebody uses a special attack against her, and it's just like kills them in one hit basically.
Well, she doesn't get that yet.
She'll get it at some point.
But
so says the synopsis.
But no, she was so overpowered in the first event, massive, player event.
Mm-hmm.
She's like ranked 3rd, and she didn't take any damage. Right. So what they did the next day, they updated the game, and they buffed her, rebuffed, they nerfed her. I was looking for the word. And so now she can get hurt, and her shield can only use Devour, which devours anything that attacks it. She can only use it 10 times a day. So I thought it was pretty cool. Like, the game developers were like, damn, we gotta nerf this bitch.
It's very real. They do it all the time. Except for when they don't.
Yeah. The times when they do is when everybody gets really mad because they're like,
well, some people are like, you gotta nerf this, it's too strong, and then they nerf it, and everybody who liked to play as that character goes, you nerfed my character, now they suck.
Yeah. It's always the people who lose all the time who almost get their wishes answered.
Well, I mean, on Apex, they buffed Gibraltar to the point where he does 2 characters' jobs. He can pick people up faster in a shield. They called him Gibraltar Lifeline, like a Gib line.
I wondered why you said Gibby one day. I automatically thought of the old show iCarly. I was like,
it's Gibby time.
Yeah.
I always remember there's I don't know why that came back as like a big meme recently.
Oh, I don't know.
It was just like it was dead, it was gone, and it's like fucking Gibby started showing up again, just randomly. And
now you know.
He's kind of dead and gone again.
Yeah.
But there was a spike a while back where he was just fucking everywhere.
I was laughing. What's funny is I remembered some interview or something. He was like on the Today Show or something, and they asked him what kind of video game he's like. I was like, this is weird. Like they usually don't talk about stuff like this on here. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm playing Skyrim right now. And this was like 2013. I was like, that was around the time when I started playing.
I started playing around the time it came out because I bought it.
Well, what's funny is when it came out, I bought Arkham City, and I was like, I played Oblivion, and I didn't like Oblivion at all.
Goddamn, boy!
What?
I just noticed. Lift that bun up. No, the bun, the top
onion.
Okay. Ooh. Making it look like you about to bite into a slice of death.
I like onions, except for when I don't.
But
I love onions. I love the taste.
Except for when I don't.
Yeah, one of my friends had told me. He said, "Yeah, dude." He said, "You'd like Skyrim. It's a lot different than Oblivion." I was like, "I hope it is," because Oblivion was terrible to me.
See,
Can I take this in there?
What?
Can I take this in there?
Sure.
You want something to drink?
I still got stuff.
I didn't play Oblivion until after I played Fallout 3, even though Fallout 3 came out after Oblivion. It's just the timing of when I got my systems. But I loved Fallout 3. I thought it was fantastic. And they're like, when Bethesda, who made Fallout 3, were like, we're making another game and it's like that, but kind of like fantasy worlds. Like, sure. But I had played Oblivion by that point. Like, by the time Skyrim came out, I had already played Oblivion. I played Morrowind before I played Fallout 3, and I didn't even know what it was. I just played it because my friend had it. And I remember I got off the boat and I was just like robbing people and trying to fight, and I couldn't because I sucked. Because it was such a low level, and all the guards were like way higher, and I couldn't beat any of them, and all I had was like a little knife. Like, this game sucks. I hate it.
I hate dying.
And I hate aspects of the game. It's too D&D-y and not enough video game-y.
Yeah.
For me, personally.
Well, it's like, I've seen people that talk about, like, they hate Skyrim for, like, kind of random reasons. They were like, Oblivion's, like, the perfect game. I'm like, what game were you playing? And I was like, I to me, like, I don't think Skyrim's the perfect game, but it's one of those things where when you start out, you can basically do anything. Where in a lot of the past games, it wasn't that you couldn't do anything; it just took a while to be able to do anything.
There's aspects of Oblivion that they took out of Skyrim that I liked.
I like being able to jump and level up by jumping. I thought that was stupid, but I liked it.
Well, as you leveled up, you could jump higher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I could fly.
No.
I wish. That'd been great.
But they used to have spells that would unlock chests, so you didn't have to you didn't have to work on lockpicking. You could just be magic, unlock a chest. That was cool.
That is pretty cool.
Took that out.
See, what's funny is like especially like where Nick is like, I don't know why you like playing Skyrim so much. The reason that I even still play Skyrim,
honestly, I think you play Skyrim a little bit too much.
well, the reason I play more than I used to now is because I downloaded so many mods back when I had internet, and it's just like it actually just keeps the game alive.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Because like
What's it over there? That way it doesn't.
like if you look at mods for Fallout 4, there's just not enough good mods.
The only mods I ever add to games are like cosmetic or like new weapons. Or like I remember when I was Fallout 4, I added it wasn't even a new pistol. It just took the deliverer and slapped a new skin on it, so it looked like Revy's going from Black Lagoon, and I was like, sick. That's the kind of stuff I do. I don't like. Sometimes if there's like a quest mod and it's like really highly rated, people are like, yeah, I'll do
I
it.
think Skyrim one is like super highly rated.
Yeah.
Where they made a whole new like dungeon and everything.
Yeah, there's ones that make whole new, basically a whole new game.
Yeah, but that like somebody, I remember a tweet one time and I laughed at it because Bethesda didn't really have anything to say to it, but somebody said, "Hey Bethesda, why are you not paying these people to come in there and help you make games and anything?" And then somebody, whoever does the tweeting for him, just put ... no question, or no, nothing. It's like,
They
you
don't
got
have
a
an
point.
answer.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not the ones in charge of that anyway.
But at the same time, like people were taking the Skyrim lore,
Expanding it.
and expanding it deeper in, especially the whole dwarf thing. Like, where are all the dwarves?
They've been gone for a very long time, and we don't know. And they'll tell us maybe.
They weren't even around during the dragons.
They'll tell at some point, like from what I understand, all of the Elder Scrolls series is based off of their old D&D campaigns that they used to play, and they like turned them into video games. But they've gone less and less D&D as they've evolved. Now, as the years have gone on, I'm sure they've abandoned
A lot of stuff.
some of the stuff, but I'm sure they have an idea. I'm sure they have they have these things called like development Bibles, and they're the rules that you have to follow whenever you're making a game in a series, right? So it's like there's probably a rule in there that says no dwarves. Don't tell them what happened to the dwarves. Just mention the fact that they existed at one point. It's probably what it says.
So stupid.
They probably don't even have an answer for where the dwarves are.
Probably not.
They just
But they have all these dwarven.
they just set up a mystery and they're like, eh?
Well, no, they
Yeah,
said
think
that
about that
the elves that got trapped underground, the Falmer.
Well,
Yeah, they were snow elves. They
Apparently-
worked with the dwarves. That was a long time ago.
yeah, because apparently
But
this.
that's the point. They're like, we'll give you bits and pieces, but we won't tell you what happened, and it's a mystery.
Because apparently this.
Everybody likes a good mystery.
Apparently this is sort of has been. I think I was. What I read was it was found in some of the books, and it leads you to believe that when the Nords came, apparently the dwarves were still around. The Falmer went underground, and
The
they were
dwarves tricked them.
yeah, and basically enslaved them all, and then they ended up becoming the Falmer.
But
And they also did the same. They also did something to the giants too.
And the dwarves are gone, but all their machinery and the snow elves are still down there.
What if they found another plane of existence to live on?
That's actually something that's kind of hinted at too in the college of Winterhold when you do.
It's hinted at, but
Yeah.
it's not confirmed,
No,
and
it's
they'll
not
never tell you.
What was that? Was
You don't
it Conjuration?
deserve to know.
I think it's Conjuration. When you get Conjuration to 100 and you try to learn like a new thing, you get a really cool looking dagger called Keening, and then the guy disappears into
Legit?
a soul gem.
Favorite spell? Telekinesis. I just like throwing cabbage.
See, I wish it did what somebody made a mod for
You
it to
throw
do. Where,
cabbage.
well, no,
You
it
throw
wasn't.
a carrot.
You can kind of throw anything, but No, one of the mods. It wasn't for telekinesis. It was teleportation, and it was like for alteration.
Oh.
You go like this, and just kind of point your hand, and then as soon as you cast it, you were just there.
There was
I was like, that's awesome.
I remember there was
What
one.
was that in?
Huh?
It was on Skyrim, but the mod the mod was called Instant Transmission / Shadow Step / this other thing from this other anime, teleportation. I was like, cool.
I remember seeing the mod
Didn't
for.
work out the way you wanted.
That worked fine.
I remember seeing the mod
So
for
you
the
tried to look at
Kamehameha
the point
wave.
of a building and you did that, and you hit the tip of the building, but you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't do that because I'm not an idiot.
I did that. It was fun.
You didn't? How?
The Xbox has mods, dumbass.
Not really.
They have a teleportation mod.
Mm.
Okay.
What sucks is I like this one mod, but if I use it, I can't do the Fortify Restoration Potion or anything. And it's the unofficial patch. And I like it because it actually stabilizes the game really well.
You're supposed to use that.
And I'm like, I don't want to not be able to do these things.
I don't want to play the game properly. I want to cheat.
I like how they left
I played
in
the
the
game
glitch.
properly
Like,
years ago.
Was the glitch the whole
Alright, here's
box?
the thing though, AJ. Just put the mod in, slap the fucking console command, and just type the shit in. Alright?
It's too much.
It's too much to hit a button and type in a code,
much.
but it's not too much to make a potion, then drink it, then do a thing, and then make another potion. That's too. Fuck, you're an idiot. Shut up.
Okay, so my thing is, I like how they left in the whole glitch where you can get on top of the building and white run, and get under the map.
Are you talking about like the chest of the Khajiits?
No,
I don't-
not like a Khajiit chest. It's the chest under the Skyforge.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
It's the inventory the dude keeps on him at all times.
That was shop inventory.
Yeah.
I always do the one in Dawn
Because you
Star.
take I like how they left it in there.
And
Like, why didn't they patch it?
I don't know how.
Well, most games have it to where like they have to put it somewhere, like because if they get rid of it, then it just
No,
kind of
what
messes.
I'm saying is they probably don't even know what caused that, and they're like, can't fix it. Don't know what it is. They probably didn't find it. Then, when the game came out, people found it, and they're like, "Oh fuck, how did that happen?" I don't know.
Because like you can do that with all
Just
the
like
Khajiit
that chest
characters.
in Dawnstar.
The invisible one.
Yeah, there's one there. There's
You
one in
could've
Solitude.
Yeah, you could have easily fixed that. You know how? Put a box or something right there in that spot.
That's not really the point, because it's their inventory. Like it's all the stuff they're trying to sell
I
you.
don't know, but if you put a box in that spot, you can't access that spot.
They should have just made it to where they carry it. If they
Yeah,
want
but if they
people
put
to
a
steal.
box, I don't know. Maybe putting a box there would fuck up something else. You never know with these kind of
One
things.
pixel-
That's how games work.
One pixel
You
off
fix
and it
one
dies.
thing and it breaks 6 other things.
Yep.
Just adding an extra box.
Could break a character's walk pattern. It could
What was?
That'd be funny.
fuck up all kinds of things. You never know.
There was I don't remember what game it was, but there was a game a few years back that they were getting ready to release and they were doing like some touch-ups on it and everything, and they messed up and it completely screwed the whole game up, so they had to go back and just leave it the way it was, and I don't remember what game it was. I almost said Arkham Knight, but I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I just know the PC version was the worst one on that one, and it's good now.
Speaking of going and buffing up and fixing shit, fucking Cyberpunk 2077 got pushed back to September.
Yep. I knew it would too, because I was like, it looks too good for it to actually be on a perfect release date.
We've already pushed it back twice.
I'm talking about to be pushed back this far
But they
now.
literally said, hey, it's done. It's just, we want to make sure it's perfect. And it'll never be perfect.
They've
They
got
always
the
say that.
they've got the
Every
Nintendo
game
mindset.
developer that pushes a game back says we want to make sure it's up to our standards before release, and then they push it out and it's broken anyway.
Yeah,
That's all the time.
Yeah, you think they're,
Or they
I
could do
feel
like-
they're overhyping this game. And then Keanu Reeves came in and, said, hey,
You're breathtaking.
yeah.
That's what he said.
And it's like,
No,
the
you're
game got even
overhyped.
more overhyped. And I feel like when it comes out, it's just going to be meh.
But it'll be kind of like when Nintendo was hyping up that Daemon X Machina. Like they were really trying to hype it up, and nobody cared because they knew Pokemon was coming out soon. They knew like Dragon.
And everybody was pissed about Pokemon. And it came out, and it's the 3rd best-selling game
Yep.
Ever?
on the Switch. Yeah.
And
Or
and now
just in the And in the Pokemon franchise too, I think.
Yeah, and now we're getting DLC that's going to bring back some of the older Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy messaged me, he said,
Yeah,
dude, I
here's
just
the thing.
found out Chansey's coming back. I was like,
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They just take all the Pokemon that's gone and they split it 4 ways. You're going to get an expansion pack this year, right? Then you're going to get an expansion pack next year before they can do another game.
I didn't know what was going to happen.
So you're eventually going to have all the Pokemon, but you're going to have to buy 2 expansion passes.
I don't have a problem doing that. If
And
the
you're not
content's
going to
good.
have a new game until 2023.
That's fine.
Well, 2022.
Do you know how many games exist on this planet? I got other shit to play.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to play the expansion pass, right?
Maybe.
Brad doesn't do DLC.
It's true. A lot of times I don't. A lot of times I buy them and then never play them.
Yeah.
Unless it's Breath of the Wild, which we're supposed to get in part 2 of that, aren't we?
I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I did in Breath
That was
of the
originally going to be a DLC, and then
With
they were like,
Breath-
oh, we got too many
With the
ideas.
Breath of the Wild, yeah, I got the DLC. But the only thing I did with it was the Master Challenge.
I heard Link's armor
is
is the
fucking
best armor in the
sick.
game, like the original. His
Talking about the
original green.
Tunic of the
Yeah.
Wild? Yeah, it is. Well,
They
it's
say
the best tunic, but
It's
the
not-
best
it's
armor
not
is
better
actually
than
the ancient armor.
The
The
blue
ancient.
one that he comes with, right?
Yeah, it's not that one.
That's
No?
the original.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The original, like green, like
Yeah,
this
like his
color wall
his
green.
traditional green tunic. That
No, that's what I'm talking about. The best one's the blue one that you start with, basically.
I don't think it is.
When you max upgrade it with all the fairies.
Oh, I don't know,
I think that's the best one.
It's not.
because I know that the
But
ancient.
it's the only. But it doesn't have like in pure armor stat. I think it's the best one, but it doesn't do anything. Like all the other ones, when you have the
Oh,
full
that's
set,
true, yeah.
something happens.
Yeah, I saw someone beat the game as soon as they got out of the.
Yeah, I've seen people do that too.
with 3 hearts.
Yeah.
Is when beat the game.
I don't know what the world record is either,
You know,
but like I saw somebody beat Calamity Ganon with a stick. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, he's supposed to be hard. Nope. But
I
yeah,
had a hard time with those fucking master challenges with the
Yeah?
sword. Well, I say I had a hard time. There was 2 of them that I failed.
which one was it?
It was the very last set.
Oh,
There was one where you have to fight a fucking the horse centaur people things,
oh,
and
the
I
lion.
and I died, and I had to start over. And because I was frustrated trying to rush through it, I died on an earlier level with a bunch of skeletons throwing bombs at me or whatever. And that was annoying. And then the third time, I took it slower. I was calm and I barely got through it, but I did it.
Did you ever catch Epona?
Who?
The horse.
Nah, I didn't care.
But he's in the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a motorcycle too. I never. I was like,
Wait, what?
the motorcycle is actually the best one.
there's a motorcycle.
Yeah, you got to give it the gear parts from the things.
Autonomous. Autonomous.
Automaton.
You can get a motorcycle. Never bothered.
Yeah,
Didn't care.
it's super fast and it goes over everything. Just
But I
about.
like.
Yo, your shirt, man.
You need to get over yourself.
I need
I
3D
really
glasses.
liked. I like the master challenges because they were hard enough. They were fun too because I liked. I don't know about you guys, but when I was playing Breath of the Wild, whenever my weapon would break, I wouldn't open my menu and select a new weapon from the stuff I had. I would just pick one up off the ground and keep fighting.
That's what's the Master Sword.
Huh?
You were,
I hardly ever used the Master Sword. The only time I used it when I was fighting Ganon or in the
The trials.
bird and like the camel.
Oh, the beasts.
The beast, yeah. Because when it was in there, they glue and it would glow and then it would never break. And sometimes when I was fighting the robots, I would use it.
See, what's funny is like, I remember when the challenges all
There's a
came
one
out,
right there.
and people were thinking, oh well, this has to do with the Master Sword. They're like, maybe it won't break after we fix it, everything, and it just takes like I think 3 times as many
Yeah,
hits
it's
before it
still-
actually does something.
I got the Master Sword at like the second I had 13 hearts. I did it completely on accident. I didn't even know that's what I was doing. I didn't even know I had enough hearts to get it. But it never broke. I didn't use it. It never broke on me because I only used it in situations where it was glowing and would not break.
I was watching something pretty
And
interesting on
I
that.
don't know. I liked fighting where I would swing, my sword would break, and then I'd run around and pick up a thing off the ground and just keep going. I didn't like pausing the action to be like, oh, what weapon should I use? oh, this trident's pretty good, and I don't want to waste it though because it has a fire thing on it. Maybe I'll use this sword. And it doesn't do as much damage as this sword. Oh, but this one's a big one, so it takes longer to swing. Like, I don't like doing that. I just want to pick something up off the ground and keep going.
That's why I like the older
Scrappy.
games. Nice. See, for some reason, people have the feeling that I hate Breath of the Wild. I was like, I don't hate Breath of the Wild. It's just I prefer traditional.
I don't.
I do love traditional.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing about the Switch. The Switch took all the games that you loved and turned the tradition upside down.
How so?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath
It's
of,
nothing.
but Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game.
Pokemon.
It doesn't feel that different.
It doesn't, but it is. It's so different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because of the wild area?
It's so open world.
It's really not, though. It's still a linear path that you're following.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it.
But you do. You have to go to the gyms in a specific order.
Well,
no, you can go to any of them.
The game tells you where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
but you don't have to
can't
go
catch higher level Pokemon without getting gym badges either.
And you can't go.
Really sucks.
You can't, like when you first show up and they're like, go there and go to the grass guy's gym. You can't walk into the fire guy's gym and like fight me. They say no.
But
you
it's
gotta,
not like
you gotta go
one
there.
linear path.
It is a linear path that says you have to go here and do this, and then you can go here and do this. You can do whatever you want in the in between, but you still have to go there. It's the same as the old ones. It was a path that you had to follow. It was expanded, and you could go here, go here, go here, and there was like areas that had nothing to do, but you could go in there. Right? Like when I think about Black and White, there was a section of in the first town where you like go this way, and it was just like a construction site with grass in it, and there was like random Pokeballs that you could find, but there was no reason you didn't have to go over there for anything. It was just a thing you could do. Breath of the Wild, Sword and Shield have the same thing. It's like you have to go here. There's all this shit in between there where you can do whatever you want. You can fuck around. It's the same. You're just following a path. It's very linear.
What's the fastest someone's beat that game?
Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no telling.
I mean, there is.
What would you say?
If you hop on the fucking speedrunning websites.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody speedrun Sword and Shield.
I'm sure they have.
I'll look it up.
Because like I usually just see people speedrunning Breath of the Wild or like something older.
People speedrun everything. Even games you've never heard of.
Oh, I know that much.
No. Just there are games that are popular to speedrun, but just because something's not popular to speedrun doesn't mean people aren't speedrunning. You know? Even like people are speedrunning fucking Monopoly.
I think the most sped run.
No, but they do.
I think the most sped run game is Link to the Past.
I was gonna say Donkey Kong.
Country? Or you talking about the original Donkey Kong?
64.
I've never seen anybody speedrun that, but it doesn't mean
They do it at like GDC every year.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. You ever watch GDC?
I don't know what that is.
Good games done quick.
No. Wait, you said GDC?
I did say
Someone
GDC.
beat it in
I don't
4
know what I
hours,
said.
6
That's not what I meant. It's good games done quick.
So
Guy in Japan.
GDQ?
GDQ. There.
Okay, a giant guy in Japan named Ringo777 beat it in 4 hours, 6 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Yeah.
Dang.
Guy who's got second beat it in 4 hours, 7 minutes, and 6 seconds.
You know Mirror's Edge? There's a huge speedrunning competition in that game. That game's been out for years. I watched a video about it. Did you know if you're standing like perfectly straight, you can do a thing where you turn this way and jump at the same time, and it'll get you to max speed immediately. You'll go from just standing there to full sprint, just by jumping and turning. It's weird to watch these people do it.
I've seen.
And I think Mario, the original Mario.
That's a speedrunning one. Mario 64, I think,
that
has
game
more.
Like, minute and a half.
Because like, what's funny is I've never actually beaten Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, right.
Because like I always get to the end and all of a sudden I get hit with a hammer and I'm like,
I'm
I just freaking lost.
impatient. And I'm just like.
And only that, I can't figure out the little thing because they're in the last castle. There's a puzzle that you have to actually solve.
I've just never liked that style of game. I've never been a fan of side-scroller platforming games. I'm never really a big fan of platformers, to be honest.
Which is funny because that's like the most dominant.
A Japanese guy named sick.
It
Okay,
doesn't matter.
anyway, 27 minutes, 29 seconds.
For what?
Breath of the Wild.
Nice. Yeah, they used to use the. That's the other thing with speedrunning is you have to account for whether or not someone's using glitches. Like, because you used to be able to do a thing where you could use the stasis to whack a rock and you could hop on it, you could fly.
Yeah.
Can't do that no more.
Oh, did they like patch it out or something?
Well, either they did or I'm just not good enough to do it.
Oh, I know.
Both
I'm
of
not
those
good.
are
I've tried
perfectly
it.
valid options.
Yeah. I've tried it.
I tried it
can't
a
do
couple times.
Hey, you said that guy. Who was the guy that beat the Outer Worlds? How fast did you do it?
Like 12 minutes.
Yeah, someone's got it down to 10 minutes 40 seconds.
I wonder if it's the same.
It might be the same guy.
Yeah.
Sharo?
I don't remember his name, but most speedrunners, they pick a game and they play that, and that's all they play. And I could never do that.
No, I've seen people do Skyrim that way too, and it's hilarious because they'll do like the little wagon thing. Have you seen that? The
You ever
little
seen
push
the-
cart where
you
it
ever-
like jumps you in the air,
You
and
ever
then they
seen
go
the thing
through
where
the
they
world.
use plates to glitch through the walls?
Yeah, I saw somebody do that because they wanted to see what. You remember the ebony blade?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to see what the Daedra looked like behind that, and then when they went behind the door, it was just like a cabinet just sitting there behind the door. I was like, that's weird.
They have to apply the voice to something, but they don't want to put an NPC there, so they just put an inanimate object there with triggers on it, so when you get close to it, it activates and starts speaking at you.
It would have been hilarious if it would have been like just a still of Balgruuf there. It's like Balgruuf has been doing this the whole time. Evil.
Yeah, that's how things work.
But like, I've seen speedruns of Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. Like a lot of people do the N64 ones just because of all the glitches you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what Ocarina of Time.
I forget what the name of the website is, but there's like a speedrunning community website, and they have it where it's like they have all the speedruns under categories where it's like they'll have like the Donkey Kong 64, they'll have the speedrun category of like all banana, like getting everything, you know, all the bananas, all the pieces, blah blah blah, as every character. The ones where it's like as much as you have to be able to beat the game. There's ones where it's like they glitch, and ones where they don't glitch. They have like all these fucking subcategories of people who like speedrun these games for like ridiculously different ways.
Because like Donkey Kong 64 is already like one of the hardest N64 games to actually 100% complete because a lot of the mini games are just hard.
There's a hidden rainbow coin that doesn't count towards the 100% completion. That is like, I remember hearing the story. It went unfound for like decades, and then somebody found it by like looking at the game data.
Yeah, I do remember that, and it's it's in
There's
a place.
a hidden rainbow coin in like these bushes where you have to like smack the ground to get it to come out.
On what?
Donkey Kong 64. And it doesn't count towards the 100% completion goal. There's no reason to pick it up, but nobody knew it was there for a really long time.
101%.
It has no real point.
Well, now that they know about it, people make a point out of grabbing it in their speed runs for 100% completion of the game.
Is that how you 100% complete it?
You don't need it to 100% complete it, but with the way these speedrunners do it, they count that now as part of it. Or there's like subcategories: the ones who count it, and the ones who don't, the ones who got it, the ones who do. Like there was a category on Mirror's Edge for it's like beating the game while streaming, hanging upside down or something, like some weird ass different categories of like speed runs.
This is insane. Somebody beat the entire game 101%, 5 hours, 17 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Donkey Kong 64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They sit there for 5 hours.
I honestly don't understand these people.
I don't understand how you could do that in a big game like that.
3 hours into that, he could have messed up and had to start all over again.
It's very true. Yeah.
That happens a lot. I think I watched one
and sometimes it's not even something you did.
Yeah.
Sometimes the game just fucks you, and you're like, you gotta start all over. The NPC's not standing in the right place. He didn't grab the vine when he should have. You glitched through the floor. Anything could happen that fuck up your run.
Yeah.
And like these people, they do these things, and they don't get money or anything for it. They're not being paid. They're just doing it to do it.
Yeah, unless they're streaming it, then they it depends on that though.
And it's the same thing with the people who have like world records for like high scores and like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and stuff. And like they have to sit there and play this game all day, every day, never play anything else.
Holy shit. Someone beat Skyrim in 23 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you beat the game in 23 minutes, 45 seconds?
Glitching through walls and shit.
Yeah, because they glitched. This one guy, I saw him glitch into Blackreach, get the scroll that you need to like fight Alduin and everything, and then he glitched himself all the way up to the top of High Hrothgar at the Third of the World, and then just went from there, and then he ended up winning. And then another guy, which that's probably the record holder on that one, somehow glitched himself all the way to where you go into Sovngarde to fight Alduin for the last time to beat him, and like it just automatically cut to him showing up. I'm like, how's that work? I was like, I figured the game like registered that, oh, you've done this already.
So it's amazing how much you can break a game if you know how it works.
Skyrim was a big game you could break.
You can break anything if you understand
Yeah.
it. Like if you can get into the data and see what makes what do what, you can break anything.
I remember seeing somebody basically break Fallout 4. I'm really confused how they did it. I'm assuming they made it to where they went to a specific spot near where you would go to fight the Institute.
Mm-hmm.
He glitched all the way down there, killed Father, and then it was pretty much, that was it. The game was over. I was like, huh?
I watched somebody, they were using the duplication glitch in Oblivion.
Yeah, I
and
love
just
that.
making a bunch of cabbages and then just throwing them on the floor. And they threw so many cabbages on the floor in this one city that whenever they would get remotely close to it, the game would start lagging out trying to load all the cabbages in.
That's
and it would crash their game.
I did that with watermelons.
I was telling Brad that I saw a guy put a bunch of Nuka mines in Fallout 4 like on the ground, and he put like all through the town of Sanctuary just Nuka mines, and then he shot it and it just crashed the game. It's hilarious.
Yeah, what do you expect it not to do?
I just thought it was funny.
But do you think you could, like, I can sit down and I can play a game for 6 hours, right? But I don't know if I could play same game every day for 6 hours or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I could never be a speedrunner.
I've tried speedrunning.
There's not a game. Okay, there's not a game that I like enough that I will continuously play it.
What's that Yakuza game?
A lot of times I finish a game and then I never play it again unless I really like it, and then I'll play it maybe 1 or 2 more times.
It's like I've tried to do speedruns of Fallout 4 and Skyrim and stuff, and I just can't do it.
Yeah, what was that
Eventually I'm
Yakuza
just like,
game where you have to do the dance thing?
Yakuza.
Just the first one?
No, it was Yakuza 0.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure the disco minigame is in a couple of them. But god damn it, that disco minigame was so fucking hard.
Released in 2015?
I couldn't do it. It goes against everything in my nature of what to do. Because what they want you to do is like these squares light up, right? And they want you to get to those squares, but take as many spaces as you can, and then press the button not before the thing closes, but right as it's about to close. And it goes against everything in my nature, because when I see that, my brain goes, get there, hit the button before it disappears. But that's not what they want you to do. They want you to take a while to get there and hit it right before it disappears.
That is weird.
Couldn't do it. I had to give up, and I was like, fuck it. You know what I did? I looked up what the reward was for finishing the mini. It was a side quest. I looked up what the reward was for getting it, and I'm like, it's not even worth it.
What was it?
Just moved on.
What was it?
I don't fucking remember.
I think one of the best games I ever attempted a speedrun of was probably Arkham City. But I wasn't trying to do like how fast can I do it. I was like,
Then it's not a speedrun.
But well, here's the thing. There's 2 different kinds of speedruns. There's that where you just go through and try to get to the end, and then there's people who do like 100% speedruns to see how quickly they can 100%
Yeah, but
the
that's
game.
still a speedrun.
But that's what I was trying to do, was the 100% complete it.
Right, but you're still supposed to do it fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the closest I've ever done, and I'm not fast.
We were.
You ain't no Sonic the Hedgehog.
Gotta go fast. I think the quickest.
The dude off of the Virgin June, Iron Virgin June. Hi guys.
Talking about like,
There you go.
and I'm gonna catch you because your mom told me to.
Yeah.
Alright, chase after
The best voice actor in that show. In that show,
You know
that
what's-
one episode.
Okay, you know what's funny about that? If you go to Mal, you go to that show, and under the characters, where it normally has all the different characters, what their names are, and who played them,
Yeah.
the only character that's listed is June.
Is it?
Nobody else is
Why?
listed. Like
That's
none of
so
the other
weird.
characters exist. Not even Karate.
Because
He,
not
he was
only
like the second most important character.
That's weird too, because you'd think they'd do it so you could look up like the voice actor.
right. Like who was
You could probably look
Karate
it up on
didn't.
Google.
He probably could, but Karate didn't sound too familiar to me. But I might have known. There was somebody who sounded really familiar. Even you said they sounded.
Yeah.
Familiar.
I don't even remember who it was now.
I don't either.
That's what Iron Virgin June.
Was it one of the rapists?
I don't think so.
Or maybe it was her dad.
Yeah, I think you like her dad sounds really familiar, and I'm like June sounds really
No,
familiar.
I know who
to
it was.
me.
It was the guard dude that had the samurai sword that was chasing after
Yeah.
too. That was him.
That's it. Yeah.
That looks so much better.
That does look a lot better.
What are we looking at? Oh, that's the manga.
The manga, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Good old manga.
This the young mistress of Ahsoka.
Are you reading the?
Yeah, look.
Are you reading the manga? How many? I wonder how many volumes of manga there are for that. Because they only made one episode. It was only 45 minutes. Now I'm curious.
There's 20 volumes.
Is it really?
No, I'm kidding. That would be something.
Don't lie
though.
to me like that, AJ.
Could you imagine though? It'd be like the weirdest thing.
I like how when I type in iron on Mal, the very first thing that pops up is Iron Man.
Well, the first thing that popped up when I typed in Iron Virgin June was the Wikipedia, and then it showed that.
No.
That butt.
That is a butt.
What?
It's butt.
That is a butt if I've ever seen one, and I
Look,
have.
that wasn't.
And I've seen
why would
many.
you pulled up?
I've seen so many butts.
Oh, I went to Wikipedia.
Look, one tough mother.
There's only one volume.
Really?
Yeah, it's only 3 chapters.
Cindy Robinson.
Okay, so
Bob
Wikipedia is
Pappenbrook,
not helpful at all.
Which is
Dan Warren,
weird.
Dave Mallow, Dorothy.
I like the
Ellis,
Japanese name for it a little better.
Jessica G. George,
Have you seen it?
Peter Doyle.
What?
Peter Doyle.
It's a
sounds
Japanese name for it?
familiar.
Tensu no Shoujo-kun.
Kun?
June.
Shoujo-kun?
Don't question my reading abilities.
I question.
I read at a college grade level, damn it.
Technically, if you really want to get real about it, we all read at like a 5th grade level.
No, I actually do
What?
read at a college grade level. I remember I was in, I think it was in 8th grade, they made me take some kind of fucking test, and they said I was reading at a college grade reading level. And I was
Okay.
like 14.
If I
Yeah,
go
you
to
see, they made ours sort of like a test. They told us the higher your reading level, the more books you can read in the library.
Yeah,
So-
no, what they just had like a list of words, and I was reading them, and it's like if you get 3 wrong in a row, then it's over, right? And I kept getting like 2, and I'm like, I know that one, and then I just kept going because I got so far. Because so many of them, like I didn't know what they said, but I looked at them and I was like, and I kind of like tried to sound them out, and it clicked in my head what they were supposed to be, even though I had no idea what that word was. You know what I mean? Like it's a word that I've heard before,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it means, and I don't know like that's how you would spell it, but I would figure it out. And I just got so far on the list, they're like he's reading.
Well,
at
yeah, we
college
had a
grade.
library card at our school, right? And they did the test to see what level. He said if you pass, you can read any book in the library. So I wanted to pass, and I did.
I just went and read
But
books anyway.
when you went to check out a book, they would look at the level, which was on the outside of the spine, and then they look at your card just to make sure you could read it, and then
That
they give it to you.
sounds Stupid.
See, I remember when I was in middle school and everything, they were like, well, if you pass all your AR tests and stuff like that, then you can read whatever book you want.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, and then I would just go read whatever book I wanted because I was like, I'm not taking these tests.
Literally every AR test I ever took was Goosebumps.
Yeah.
All I read. I read so.
Those
many
were the only ones I could pass because every time I read a Harry Potter book, I would completely
I
forget
didn't
what
like
happened.
reading Harry Potter book. I don't like Harry Potter. I never have.
I don't know that you don't like Harry
I
Potter.
do though, because I've watched some of the movies and I've tried to read some of the books.
I've watched
I don't
2
like
movies.
it. I watched 4 movies. I've seen The Man Who Turns Into a Rat, and I watched the one after that with the drag.
Well, the Jack Black one.
Goblet of Fire. I've seen Goblet of Fire.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. That's when it jumped to PG-13.
It's not my
AJ
thing.
was excited. He was 17 years old.
It's not my
No,
kind
it
of
wasn't. That's
thing,
15.
dude. I've never
14 going on 15.
I've never
Goblet of
liked
Fire?
Harry Potter. It's just a factual thing about me.
That was 2005?
Yeah, when the movie came out.
What do you mean?
The book came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know about that. I read all the books. I also read all the Twilight books.
I read all the Goosebumps.
It's not something you should admit on
And
a
then,
podcast.
okay, so like Goosebumps, and then it was written by R.L. Stein, and then he had another series that I forget what it was called, but like,
Thriller or Chiller?
I don't know. Goosebumps was supposed to be like the kids one, and then the other one was like teenager horror books. I read a couple of those too. About like there was one where it was like a murderer in a lot like in the area like some fucking ski resort or something. There was a murderer. I read a couple of those. And basically, it was by R.L. Stein. I read it. You know, he wrote a comedy book about like a kid with dimples who convinced a lunch lady that candy corn was a vegetable.
That's so weird.
And there was like this dude who could eat a whole pizza in one bite.
This
I
sounds
remember
like
reading
Garbage
it.
Pail Kids,
No,
but
it was
it's
awesome.
not.
I remember reading that book too. Like, this is
That's
crazy.
What's funny is like the books
Huh?
that I used to
That is awesome in that show.
see.
Sure.
What's funny is what used to tick me off is I remember in school a lot of the books that I would go and read in the library were actually like at the time canon Star Wars books, and you weren't allowed to read those for the AR test. I'm like, why not? I was like, these are good books. I was like,
Yeah,
It's
the only
fantastic.
AR tests were like on educational books,
yeah,
except for
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, which are not educational at all. But whatever.
I, mean, I got to read the book. Well, War and Peace was on there.
I didn't read that.
It's 1,000 pages long.
I didn't read that.
If Beowulf would have been there, I would have read it. But
I
it was
basically
not.
only read Goosebumps. I basically read Goosebumps my entire school career.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know not to take pictures with an old camera. I know what happens.
Yeah.
I know not to.
Piano lessons can be murder.
Did you?
I'm not in on it.
I know not to go buy a wooden dummy from some store that I've never heard of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use some kind of tan lotion I just find in a fucking basement somewhere. Turn into a werewolf.
I'm not gonna go to a beach where all these people died.
That was like one of my favorite ones. That one and the Jack-o'-lanterns. The Attack of the Jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember laughing when I got older because when I was a kid I didn't get the joke, but when I got older I got it. But there was one book called The Shocker on Shock Street. And I always laughed
When you
at it.
would read Goosebumps, or well anything really, when you would read a book, and they would like, oh, this character is named Alex, and they would be like, she's got long blonde hair and she's skinny and blah blah blah, right? Would you like try to imagine what they look like, or would you just picture somebody that you knew who was named Alex, and just imagine no matter what they were talking about, it's this person?
I can kind of do both.
That's what I would when I was a kid. Whenever there was a kid, or whenever there was a book with somebody's name in it, and I knew somebody with that name, regardless of the description of the person, that's who I would picture in my head. Like this story was happening to these people that I know.
Nice.
It made the books more interesting because I'm like, ah, Chris died.
He just
Like-
leans over, and Chris is the guy sitting next to him. He's like,
Here's
so how's the other
dead.
one? You're dead.
all right. So
Ever did Indian
here's a
burns?
trick. Here's a question for you.
Indian burns?
They don't call that anymore.
I know, but you know what I mean?
What do you call it? What when you're saying that? What are you talking about?
He's talking about where you take somebody's arm and go like that. And,
No. The one with the erasers.
oh, I never called
No,
him that.
yeah.
You ever see anybody do that?
I've seen.
No.
I used to have a scar on my hand where I
The
did
thing, okay, when I was a kid, the thing that
Still
was
kinda
called
see
an Indian burn was when you would grab somebody's here and here and you
Yeah.
twist like that.
Yeah, that's what I was
We
doing.
can't call it that anymore.
I know, that's not what I'm saying.
The Native American burn.
I don't care. I'll call it whatever I
Called
want.
that either.
Yeah, I said I don't care. I'll call it whatever I want.
You call it purple nurple on your arm.
Freedom of speech, man. No, I remember. I remember. I actually still have a little bit of a spot on my hand right here, but I remember when we used to play Bloody Knuckles,
Yeah,
do
we
the
did
quarters
stuff like
and
that.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I never did any kind of that where it's like, I was like, you
Yo,
guys-
Goaty's just lighting up. Like,
You guys want to play Yu-Gi-Oh?
watch Goaty's poster.
can.
Like,
No,
it's getting
That's what I'm talking
intense.
that's what I would do in school.
Oh,
Really,
That's what you would say. I was like, I can't
you
do
want
it.
to play Yu-Gi-Oh or
Yo,
something?
Miku's getting really fucking sexy over there.
It's like you wanna play fucking Knuckles? It's like, nah, you wanna play Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm like, you mean you gay ho, you fag? I'm like, whoa.
Well, I know who lost a lot. But now, what's funny is like when we would play that, I remember one time I got busted open like pretty badly, and I bled all over my desk. And my teacher's like, she goes, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" I was like, "It doesn't hurt that much."
Things just kind of show up
It's
at
just-
my house and look at
Yeah, it's just like I'm just bleeding. I'm fine.
Their arms are blown off, aren't they?
yes,
It's like, have you ever seen the episode of The Simpsons where
because they're robotic and Genesis was fighting them.
Silent Bob is in jail and everything, and he pokes a hole, or he pokes like a little prick in his finger and like writing in blood to Bart, and all of a sudden he goes, "Dear," like he's writing to a magazine. All of a sudden he goes, "I just have," like he starts getting dizzy from loss of blood.
I wrote in blood once. It was cool.
I've never done that, but I remember.
I didn't poke my finger and write in it. I had a cut
Oh.
on my arm, and I was just taking a pen cap and sticking it in there, and then writing with it. And I was like this was my inkwell.
I could do that. I could do that with my nosebleeds.
I just did that.
I could write a lot.
Accidentally write with a booger.
I don't know why I did it. There was a cut on my arm. And it wasn't even like a big cut. It was just like a hole, and I was just sticking it in there.
What did your school do to you?
I think I stabbed myself with a pencil on accident.
Yeah, how many of you guys done that?
Do what?
Like, accidentally stabbed yourself with a pencil.
I used to cut the hair on my arm when I was a little kid, and I cut a big
Well,
chunk out of my elbow.
When you were in
scissors.
school, where'd you keep your pencil?
On the desk.
We're supposed to have pencils.
Okay, like when you would go from class to class.
I would
in the backpack.
See, I would put it in my pocket. I would just stick.
Oh,
my
when you
pencil
stuck
in
your
my pocket.
hand in.
No, I sat down and went like that, and it got me right there.
Oh, mine was in my hand, like right there. I still have a bump there.
No,
that
I don't
might be
have
in
a
my-
scar or anything.
But
yeah,
I could literally take the pencil afterward, and I could stick it all the way, all the lead, like it was like that, all the way in my hand and move it around. Like it was hollow. It didn't bleed or anything.
I wasn't one of those kids who could afford a mechanical pencil.
Yeah, I was for a while.
You were one of those kids that had it.
No, I never had mechanical pencils. I didn't get mechanical pencils until I was.
Sometimes my friend would let me borrow one. I would just keep it.
Because I remember the first time I saw a mechanical
Hey,
pencil,
you
I was
got
like,
a pencil
"That's
back.
cool."
What pencil?
What's a pencil?
Yeah. You've never seen a mechanical pencil before? It's like,
My
What?
favorite ones were always they were yellow and they kind of looked like a pencil and they twisted
Yeah.
instead of the click ones, but you couldn't really refill those
No, you just take the eraser off the back.
I always hated getting the pencils like whenever you.
because you would twist it to get it to come out.
No, it's the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
you just take the eraser off.
You don't know what
and
you're talking about.
Who remembers
Oh,
the
yeah.
pencils that when you sharpen them, instead of it sharpening the lead, it sharpened the pencil?
I also really liked they were black. They were black ones with they had like a green. These were just wood ones.
Yeah.
And they had like a green thing that held the black eraser in place. I think they were drawing pencils.
What are those
Those
little
Just
tube
use
thing,
those.
tube pencils where you like take it if it breaks or something, you take it off and put it in the bag.
I hated those.
I hate them so much.
Wait, what was it?
It was like a pencil with lead in it, and you would pop it off and stick it in the back, and there'd be another one. You just replace the
You had
tip.
like
over
12,
and over and
yeah.
over.
Wow, I don't remember that. at all.
Literally.
Because if you lost one, that pencil became useless.
Because the bottom piece, it wouldn't stay in place. It was kept in place by the one you took out and put in the top.
Mm-hmm. So if you lost one piece, you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Yeah, because they're all like really sharp
Yeah,
when you
I
first
hated
get them.
those fucking things.
I remember my friends used to make
And they
hornets
didn't
out of
last
them.
very long because you literally
I'm
use
sure
like
they still have them.
no, you use like 3
Oh,
or
they
4.
don't last long. I thought you said they didn't like that idea didn't like
I
they
don't
don't
think
make
they
them
make any-
anymore.
I don't think they
I'm
do.
sure they do.
Yeah, I remember my
They
friends
make all
used to
kinds of
make
shit.
hornets out of them. They'd take
Yeah,
them
that's
like with the rubber bands.
I felt like it, so yes.
What's the time now?
It's 8:43.
We've been doing this for an hour.
Have we?
Really?
Well, 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just about an hour.
Dang.
But I like this. I like podcasts like this instead of what we were doing. We had more views on these kinds of podcasts than any other.
As opposed to
I mean, we actually had
play
things-
games.
Play games, or we just sit here and talk.
Well, we
Where
are
we-
just sitting here. And
No,
talking.
no, but yeah, but think about it. We were eating food, and it just came natural.
Well, the other thing is too is most of the time we would come up with something, and then there'd be times where you didn't want to talk.
You ever go back and listen?
I've
to
been talking to half of the shit you've been talking about today.
You ever go
I've
back?
been sitting here listening.
You ever go-
Anyway.
You ever go
Now
back
you know
and
how it
listen
feels.
to some of our old ones?
Yeah.
No,
I do sometimes, just to hear what we were talking
Maybe
about.
that's why we got music.
Yeah, actually, so it's probably me.
And
There was one where like we were going off about AEW and like the match we watched where there was like an over the top elimination things. We were just like, yeah, fucking AEW was awesome.
there
Blah
was,
blah blah
there
blah.
was a guy with no feet.
Yeah, there was a dude with no feet.
And he
Oh
did it-
yeah, he didn't have
And he did it
legs.
6'9".
And that dude jumped in and he was fucking flossing and shit. Yeah.
And then there was the one guy
I
who was
remember
like
we were
dressed
watching-
like this,
yeah.
he was dressed like this really cool guy. Walked up to somebody and just kind of kicked him in the shin and just walked around.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
You know, he's actually
Fucking
a really
Kenny
good-
Omega went out on stage, not in that one, but recently dressed up as fucking Sans from Undertale.
I saw that.
It
Yeah.
was funny.
Yo, AEW's got it. It's popping.
I
It's,
saw a video recently that said why Vince McMahon has failed to kill AEW. I'm like, what? That's hilarious, but
So it's not
AEW
fire, it's
needs
not-
to get Ukes in on the fucking get a video game going.
I'm surprised they haven't talked about
Oh,
it.
that's a lot. That's a big roster.
WWE has a
WWE.
massive roster.
Yeah, but AEW, man, no one knows the characters.
That's
And-
not entirely true.
Okay, we don't know them. They have a TV show now, don't they?
Yeah.
They're on
Dynamite.
Thursdays.
AEW.
Dynamite. AEW
Aren't they
Dynamite.
on
Oh,
Thursday?
okay.
Yeah. On TNT?
See, they got their own fucking. They're coming up,
Yeah.
and all I'm saying is, the 2K dropped Ukes, and now their video games are shit. AEW grab Ukes, they can have a decent game.
Yeah, and then Vince McMahon would be like, "Ugh."
Actually, I heard that Ukes was gonna make, not with AEW, but they were gonna try and make a New Japan wrestling game.
I think I heard that too.
I don't know if they'd bring that over, but if they did, I'd probably get it.
Yeah,
They
most
make good stuff.
of the time they don't bring like
Was it cold outside today, you guys?
Yeah, it's like 33.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's hot as fucking.
it's really not.
Yeah,
I'm very comfortable right now.
I was hot earlier, but I was also wearing a sweatshirt. So.
I bought it in the first.
Speaking of games coming over from Japan, Captain Tsubasa.
Don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Never mind.
Explain it.
Captain Tsubasa is a classic sports shonen manga anime about soccer from way back when. And they recently remade the anime, and they're making a fucking video game based off of it. Anime FIFA. Huh? Huh?
I actually might play that because I hate FIFA.
I don't like soccer, like at all. I've never seen Captain Tsubasa. I don't know how popular Captain Tsubasa is in the States.
Well,
Like, soccer is not a very big sport here, relatively speaking, opposed to all the other ones, in terms of like people who like it. And then anime is an even smaller subcategory of that. So anime fans who like soccer has got to be a smaller number.
This actually does look pretty cool.
It does look good though, doesn't
What?
it?
Yeah.
They got all these like fucking.
Look at that image.
Oh, you watched the video?
No, I haven't watched the
They
video.
got these fucking special moves where like they'll go to kick the soccer ball and like zoom out and you can see a fucking tiger. It's like, kick the ball. It's like whoa. It's fucking soccer with Dragon Ball Z power ups. It looks fucking cool.
See, I was always disappointed that there was never a Prince of Tennis. I was never disappointed.
we'll
well-
watch it.
Okay, but
Kind of reminds me of Pokemon, the stadium.
what I'm
The fuck? Come on. Look, here I'll start it.
That is Pokemon.
what I'm saying is
It looks like Pokemon.
soccer not that big in the States. Anime probably less popular than soccer. And then anime fans who like soccer probably not a big number, right? But
Yeah.
I was thinking, UK soccer's huge there. They love soccer or football or whatever the fuck they want to call it. And if you're-
Football.
if you're gonna translate it in English for them, you might as well throw it out in the States, see what you can get out of it.
It's true.
Cause I was like, I don't know why they're bringing that over. I don't know anybody who would want it. Honestly.
That's what that article shows on there. Nintendo Life. Yeah, it says something about they were wondering if they should even localize it for North America. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. If the Switch is already getting a bunch of titles, you might as well release another one.
Throw it out on digital.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to be on the Xbox, though.
No. I don't
know.
know.
It's going to look like
It would
shit
be-
on the Switch,
it would-
though.
Not really.
Switch looks perfectly fine. It does full 1080. What do you want?
Well, it's docked.
And?
It's not docked.
And it's not docked to play 720.
Yeah, and it still looks pretty good in 720.
Yeah, it's still HD.
Do you think that would be multiplayer?
I'd
Probably.
say.
Yeah,
No,
would
I mean,
imagine.
like,
I
you
think
sit on the couch and...
Like local?
Yeah.
Probably.
I wouldn't see why not.
It's
I'd play it.
I'm assuming it's going to be like anime FIFA, right? With power-ups, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what kind of game it is, honestly. Is it just a soccer game? Is there more to it than that? Is there parts where you get to go off the field and do other stuff? Do you get to interact with the characters in like the locker room? You know, it's an anime game, but it's also a sports game. They don't make a whole lot of those.
No, they really don't. I can't think of really one.
And if that's
Ultimate Muscle.
if that's successful, then maybe they can get like a Corona basket game. It's basketball, or like
Really?
yes, or like an Ice Shield 21. That's football.
Really?
You didn't know that? Fuck you.
Why is
thought
there
it
no
was gonna be
hockey
hockey.
anime?
Huh?
So why is there no hockey anime?
Probably because hockey's not. I don't
Wait,
know.
why is there no baseball anime game?
There is.
Is there?
I
I know there's a
sure
baseball
there is.
anime. There's like
Okay,
3 or 4 of them, I think.
I'm sure there is. I just don't know what it is. It probably never came out here in America.
Oh my goodness.
No. Just go to the bathroom.
Okay. Not here.
Those onions, bruh.
Fucking
What the hell is your problem?
that fairy tale game's coming out soon too.
Yeah.
Is it going to be sort of like the One Piece game?
No, it's actually a turn-based traditional JRPG.
That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I was reading something that somebody had put on Facebook earlier where they were talking about a reason they didn't like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Uh-huh.
They said, I don't like that your partners are automatic and everything and your attacks are automatic. They're like, I like a traditional JRPG. I'm like, I'm fine with the auto attacks.
I don't like it when my companions
Do stupid things.
auto attack stupidly.
Yeah.
That's very annoying.
That's one
Like
of the,
when you're fighting a guy and he's like 50 HP away from being dead, kill him in one hit, and then like the last character in your party who's set up on auto uses a move that guarantees that their next attack will be a critical hit, where it's like you could have just hit him and he would have died, but because you didn't, he gets another round of hitting all our things and lowering our life even more,
yeah.
and potentially even us losing.
Because I
You
think
fucking moron.
because where they're doing the remaster of Xenoblade
Or they'll
Chronicles.
waste their fucking magic. You know, like they'll have like 5 hit points left, and they can just whack them with a stick, and they die, and they'll use like this fucking crazy fireball, and you're like, "What are you doing? You know how much fucking MP that costs? Come on!
Yeah.
I hate you."
But I think since they did a remaster of Xenoblade Chronicles and that's going to be coming out soon, there's a lot of speculation because nobody really knows what all they've done to it aside from upgrading it, and I think they've added some stuff.
I'm sure they'll make it
But
play like the second one does.
they're hoping that it's actually going to play like the original one, but they're hoping that they made the AI more intelligent, which I was like, that'd be great. I mean, I never really had a major issue except a couple
When
times.
I played Persona 3, Fez, or FES, I'm not sure if you're supposed to pronounce that or not.
Fez.
I'm not sure if you're supposed to
Foreign.
pronounce it FES or you're supposed to say Fez or whatever.
Foreign exchange student.
Sure. It's actually I've never thought of that. On the PS2, you can't tell your party what to do. You can only control yourself, and then and just do stupid shit. But then on every Persona after that, you can change it to direct input, so you can tell them what to do.
Yeah.
But you can also set them up to where it's like, conserve magic, or use magic. Strive for hitting the weak points. Don't attack them if you can't. You can give them commands.
Yeah.
Or you can just tell them, you can hit command directly, and then you just tell them what to do.
Well, that's like in Dragon Quest.
And then in Persona 3 Portable, which is the remake on the PSP, they changed it to where you can give them direct commands. And oh my god, I love that game so much more, but I also hate it.
Hmm.
Okay, so Fez on the PS2. I hate the fact that I can't tell my party what to do, but it's got the big open world and all the cutscenes. And it's not open world, but it's got the map. It's got cutscenes. You can run around in circles if you want to, But on the PSP, because it's smaller, less hardware and stuff, they turned it into like a visual novel style game where you just kind of get a background and then it's pictures of people talking, and then like the background changes and then people talking, and then like when you travel around you just get like an overview map, and there's like all the points of interest I highlighted, and you just kind of click on it, and then it's like, oh, now you're there. You can't like walk around and like fuck about like you used to be able to.
No free roam.
Right. But when you go into the Tartarus dungeons, you can still fuck around in there and like run around in circles and shit. It switches from like a 2D above, click on things and go there, to a full 3D dungeon crawling thing when you get into the dungeon. But then with Persona 4 Golden, which is the remake on PS Vita, because the Vita is so much more powerful, they didn't have to do that. So it's basically playing the exact same game again, but better.
Well, what's funny is like
added stuff. They added like fucking 35 hours of content.
See, what's funny is like
they added a bit though.
A lot of people have talked about like what they like about Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2, and the one big thing that always sticks out to everybody, that one of the major things they don't like about Xenoblade 2 is in the first game.
Big anime titties.
Yes.
They hate them. They hate everything about them. Like,
no, but no, they don't like the fact that or they miss the fact that in the first game it was super open world. Like you could pretty much go anywhere. And I was like, yeah, like
I own Xenoblade Chronicles. Never played it. I own Xenoblade Chronicles X. Never played it.
You get 2, really? Oh, I thought you bought 2 also.
No, I thought about it. I remember you were talking about. Okay, this shows what kind of person I am. I remember you were talking about how you couldn't find a copy of the special edition for cheap, or like with the steel case and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I found one on. It was like $70 on Amazon. I'm like, I don't even want this, but I want to buy it. You're like, nah.
You say it was Xenoblade? Was it Xenoblade 2? Oh.
And it came with the DLC and everything. It was both of them.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And it came in a steel case and everything. I wanted to buy it just so you'd be like, look at what I got, and then never play it.
Yeah.
Because I would do that. I'm about to fart.
That makes both of us.
I don't know if the microphone picked that up. I hope they did.
I think it did, because I thought I saw it spike for a second. But
I'm really excited for Persona 5 Royal.
I meant to ask, you haven't played Three Houses, have you? Fire Emblem?
No, but I own it.
I knew you owned it. I just couldn't remember if you played it or not.
I haven't played. I had Fire Emblem Awakening, which was the one that they put out on the 3DS that like blew the franchise back up, and everybody loved it again. Like it was popular, kind of went away, and then that one came out, and it was like, it's everywhere. And then they had the Conquest and Birthright, which were like the whole Pokemon thing, where it's like the same game, but 2 different stories depending on which game you bought.
Yeah.
If you picked Birthright, it was about taking down your father, who was a corrupted king, so you could treat the people better. And if you bought Conquest, it was about fighting this corrupted king to take over the land, so you could treat people better.
So it was.
One was about internal family politics, and one was about like a rebellion.
Yeah.
But it's the same story.
It's pretty weird, but that's pretty cool.
And then they made another one. I guess that didn't work out too well, or people were upset about it, because they made another one. I think it was called Echoes, and it's a solo, where it's just one game, kind of like Awakening was. And then this newest one, Three Houses, you can you can pick which house you want to belong to or whatever. And then it's like the same story, but from 3 different perspectives, so you can play it 3 different times.
I was laughing at the internet basically melting down of all the Smash fans.
Oh yeah,
when the main character was introduced, they were like,
you know, fucking
no.
Sakurai.
Yeah.
He loves Fire Emblem.
Yeah, he loves Fire Emblem and he loves fighting games because like whenever he introduced Terry, he gave a full.
He also likes Persona a lot.
Yeah. Well, he's also friends with like the creator.
He is, but
I think.
he did say after he finished Persona 5, if he had an award show and there was an award for the best UI, he would have gave it to Persona 5 because he loved it. He said he was playing that game while he was making Smash, and he was trying to do everything he could in that game without using a walkthrough, and he did everything except for one character. He didn't get their friendship maxed out.
On what? Mass Effect?
Persona 5.
Speaking of friendship, hey, you know Outer Worlds? How we did 2 separate things? You know...
He deleted your save file because he hates you.
No. I played his entire save file. Right? Because I wanted to see how it was going to turn out. And just for shooting that dude in the face, in the entire town, you know, tagging you don't get your 5th companion. Because you're supposed to have 2 companions, like, right off the bat, follow you around everywhere.
That's weird.
Yeah.
See,
I feel you fucking with that thing, and I feel it on my butt. Like I do. It almost feels like you're fucking with my butt with your foot. Stop it.
What's funny is like
I'm trying to put my foot in the ass.
In games where you have companions and stuff, like I
almost never have them with me. I kind of hate them.
I don't have them because like they get on my nerves, especially in Skyrim.
Yeah,
when you're maxed out in sneak and they're not sneaky at all, and all of a sudden you get back as what was that?
you give them an arrow. So they'll like stay far away, and you're running up, charging some dude, and some arrow just goes, and he falls over, and you just swing at nothing. You're like, that was mine, you fuck! They steal your kills, man. There's no. I used them a little bit. Well, okay. In Fallout 4, I had Dogmeat with me a lot.
Yeah.
Because I liked him.
Dogmeat doesn't. What's funny is Dogmeat doesn't even count as a companion.
He doesn't. I know.
That's what's weird.
Because he wasn't supposed to originally be one.
He was just supposed to follow you.
You're originally supposed to be able to have him and somebody else. But then they changed it.
Yeah.
And the only thing I ever did with Dogmeat was I always stuck my weapons on him. So like I would have my rifle without a scope on it, and then on Dogmeat I had a rifle with a scope on it. And you could crouch down and you could whisper, and Dogmeat come over, you get the rifle and like pat, pat. And when they found you, it's like put the gun back on the dog, pull out the other gun, and then you could carry more stuff. Or he always had my Fat Man on him too.
I always like making weapons in Fallout 4, and I mean like. Modded weapons.
You could mod weapons. In Fallout 3, you could make weapons.
Yeah.
You had to have specific part. You had to find the blueprint, and then you had to find all the pieces, and then you could make it. And then they sucked, and they barely worked.
See,
It was fun. It was a hoot.
See, one of the biggest complaints for me about Fallout 4 was the fact that, and I guess because I was so used to Skyrim and like disenchanting things.
So go.
But fuck you. Like anytime I ever got like a really good weapon. Or a really good mod on a weapon, like an exploding pistol or something like that. I was like, why can't the game let me just take this off this and put it on something better? Well, come on.
I had a mod that let me put anything on anything because I was playing it on PC. Did you know I actually bought it on my PS4 recently? No idea why.
It's like it was $5.
I think it was $20.
Oh God.
And I was like. Well, because I had uninstalled it from my computer because I hadn't played it in a long time and I was trying to clear up space. And I just bought it on my PlayStation. I played it for like 2 hours when I'm bored.
See, like, that's what's funny too, because I don't really get bored playing Skyrim, but when it comes to Fallout 4, like, I can play it for a little bit, you know, shoot things, and then all of a sudden, like...
I can't play Skyrim anymore because I feel like I've done everything, even though I know that I haven't. Because I've never touched the DLC. It's just every time I play it, I'm just like I'm keep doing the same fucking quests that I've already done. And I'm like I've been here before. There's nothing new. I know where every fucking piece of iron in this mine is. I can go get it right now. And like no matter how you play it, like I feel like there's 3 different ways to play, right? Sword, like running sword, magic, and sneaky bow, basically, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to play it like that, but those are your options.
And magic is the worst.
Your options are barbarian, run in a fight, magic, and stealth. Those are your options. But I feel like they're not different enough from each other to really matter. Because when you play with magic, you're still kind of just running at people and like shooting stuff. Or you're running at them and you're whacking them with a stick. Or you're trying to sneak behind them and shoot them and then they find you and then you're whacking them with a stick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you fucking cheese that cave in the beginning and then you leave with full stealth and stuff, or you enter the console commands and max out your stealth immediately or whatever. I don't know. I've played them all. I've played it all 3 ways. I've done all the major things. I did thieves. I did the mages. I did the Dark Brotherhood. I did all of them.
Yeah.
I've beaten the main quest, and I just feel like there's nothing left for me to do.
I didn't tell you about me glitching the Thieves Guild, did I?
No.
I went to go into Mercer Frey's house to get the Chilren sword that he keeps in the case.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go get it, and I saw on the table it said Mercer Frey's plans, and I picked it up, and I was like, yeah, I'll be ahead of the story now. I ended up learning that if you pick it up, it glitches the game, and you can't get any more Thieves Guild quests.
That's funny.
And they're like, I saw people be like, well, if you go and put it back, it should actually clear it up. No, it doesn't work. So I was like, now I can't get any quests from these people anymore. But
You should try out Astral Chain. I think you'd like it.
I've been thinking about it.
It's made by Platinum Games,
Yep.
makers Bayonetta, Nier Automata.
I think the dude who made the games too, like the guy that everybody's like, oh, now we know it's a Platinum game because they see his name. I can't remember his name now. But he also helped out with Devil May Cry.
Yeah, but Astral Chain. Here's the thing about Astral Chain. Story, nonsensical. Voice acting and like the nonsensical and bad. But the actual like playing the game, like the combat, it's fun. It's kind of repetitive, but it's fun. It's fun because you just wail at all these crazy combos and you're flying all over the place and you just see damage numbers going and you're just like, whoa, shit's whack, dude. It's a fun time.
I wonder if you can switch in between languages, like English and Japanese. Can you? Thank God. See, here's what's funny, because
well, I think so. I think when I started it, it asked me what language I wanted, or that could have been a different game.
Well, the thing is too, like anytime it asks me that, the first thing I think of is like when it says language, I don't automatically think of, oh, what is it speak to me, and I'm like, does it want me to read it in this?
Yeah, I don't know. Like most games, if it has an English option, it's probably what I'm gonna play it in, even if it sounds like turd. But there are other, like Yakuza does not have an English option. You have to play it in Japanese. You have to read everything, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. But then other games, I'm like, I don't want to read this. Like Persona, I could put the original Japanese voice actors in there. I'm like, man, it sounds good in English. Sounds fine.
Well, it's like that shiny.
Fucking Mona is Ritsu and Taiga, other anime characters who I recognize.
Well, that's like the Shining Resonance refrain game.
Oh god, I own that. Should I play that? Is it any good? I own it.
I haven't gotten that far, but I also got distracted at one point and went to something else. But from what I played, I liked it.
God, every time I think about how many games I own that I've never played, I'm like, I gotta stop buying video games. I really do. Guess what's showing up on Tuesday?
What's that?
Kakarot. I keep buying new games. I'm not done with my old ones.
So I've been laughing because there's a guy who I follow on YouTube. He goes by Geekdom 101, and a lot of his stuff is just like Dragon Ball, like lore, and like clearing things up because apparently he knows people. and he said there's something that people have been getting wrong lately. People have been pointing out that in the game, it talks about the filler episode where Piccolo goes to destroy the moon again, and it's a hologram.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the game, they said that Piccolo created the hologram and then tried to destroy it, and he goes, "That's not correct at all."
Very not correct.
I was like, "That's pretty funny." He said, "Not only that is it not correct." He said, "It's a filler episode." He said, "So how are you getting that?"
Episodes in there,
Huh?
like the one where you get to drive a car.
Yeah, which I feel like that was
That's everybody's favorite. Filler
That's
episode.
yeah, it's hilarious. I love the abridged version too.
I'm on the highway to heaven.
Or when it goes back to the end, he goes, "You want to go drive cars again?" Yeah. He goes, "Move."
Ooh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Hilarious.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't even remember how long ago I bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It was on sale. I bought the $120 edition for like $20 because they had it like crazy on sale.
Dang, that is crazy on sale.
And I bought that months ago, like December.
Months ago.
It's not really that long ago.
I bought it last year.
Now that I think about it, that's not that long. It was last year, technically.
Technically.
It wasn't really that long ago, but it sat on my PlayStation, not installed for a while because I was playing something else.
You were busy watching your show.
I think I was playing Pokemon. Anyway, I bought that, and like I told Joseph at work about it. He bought it the same time I did, and he's coming in telling me about stuff he's doing. I'm like, cool, I haven't started playing it yet. Right?
Thanks for
Stop
ruining it.
spoiling.
And he's like, he comes up to me, he's like, oh, I'm like level 50, right? And he's like, I beat the game, and blah, blah, blah. And then like, a week later, I'm like, so I started, I'm level 12, and I just murdered my daddy. He's like, oh, you killed him? I'm like, hell yeah, I did. He's like, you know, depending on whether or not you kill people, or like who you kill and who you don't kill, you get a different ending. I'm like, yup. I murdered the fuck out of that guy.
Yeah.
And the guy who told me to go murder that motherfucker.
I also murdered the guy who told me to murder my daddy. I'm murdering everybody.
And then I murdered the guy who told my dad to murder somebody. And
If you
it just
give
gets
me
completely
$1
off.
and say kill that guy, he's dead. That's how I'm playing.
It's like,
Here's a penny. I'll just cut it off.
I'm playing as the female character.
obviously.
And you can fucking les it up in that game. It's pretty cool. There was like this old lady. There was a side quest where this old lady wanted me to go out and get a bear scrotum and a deer tongue for this elixir for her husband to keep him up,
Yeah.
right? Because he couldn't do it.
And you're like, yeah, I can keep you up.
And then I get there and he's like, "Oh my God, you're gonna kill me! I can't satisfy your lust." And because she had said earlier in the quest that she has many lovers, but her husband is her soulmate. But she has so many lovers because he can't do it all the
And
time.
he's fine with that.
Yeah, he doesn't even care. And then I have the option after I give her the stuff, I have the option of like being like, "All right, see it," or like give me my money, or be like, "Hey, I can. Your husband's tired. I can do it." And it's like this old fucking lady too. And that's the option I picked because duh. And so we go. It shows me and her going into the house, and then it shows like a montage of the days passing. Like it's like a whole day that passes by, and he starts out. And he's got a piano, or he's got a fucking mandolin, and he's playing it, and then like people show up and they're talking. They're having like a party outside. And it starts middle of the day, and the next day, and the next morning, I come out, and she's like, she'll probably be good for like a day or two. Because that woman's got a fucking libido. And she's like 90. Yeah.
90-year-old libido.
Hey, look at that shit.
She wants some grand bang bang.
So I fucked an old lady.
Sorry. You gave the old lady what she wanted.
That game, it's weird. That game is weird because, like, it's very different from the older ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they changed it with Origins, but I didn't play that one. I went from 4 to this one.
You really screwed up.
Did I?
No.
Alright then.
Origins.
Black
you should
Flag
start
is the second best game.
I don't know if that's true.
I count the second one the best game in the series.
I don't know if that's
Origins,
true.
yeah.
Either. I really like the first. I know a lot of people don't like the first one, but I really like the first one. That was one.
Like I like the story, but I tried tried some of the gameplay and I'm just like, I can't get into this. It just, I don't know. It just felt different to me. I don't know why. Because like, I've had
a lot of people don't like it because a lot of the missions are very repetitive. Because the way it works, you have all these side missions that you have to do before you unlock the big assassinations, and all the side things that you do, they're all the same. You know, eavesdrop, you do the fucking synchronization points, you eavesdrop on people, you steal notes, and kill some guards or whatever. Right? Those are all the same. But then you get the big assassination missions, and those are all really fleshed out, and like how you want to do it, what angle you're coming in at, and blah blah blah. And that's like the meat of the game is those big assassinations, and there's like, I don't know, 10 or something throughout. So I understand why people don't like it, but I really liked it.
I will say.
And then when 2 came out, and I remember when 2 was coming out, they said it's more GTA style, where each mission is like substantial and it, like, adds to the story. It's not just like you're doing these things to get to the big mission. They're all big missions, and it's fine. I liked it. I liked 2. I liked Brotherhood. I did not like Revelations. I thought 3 was okay. I never finished it. I liked 4, but it felt too glitchy to me and it was annoying me.
Yeah.
And then I never played Unity because that one was so broken when it came out. You remember where all the people's face textures wouldn't load and they're just like a mouth with eyeballs and their hair. And then it was like Syndicate and Origins, and I just never played any of those. And then I got this one, and I'm like, it's so different. And it took me a while to get used to it, but now that I'm used to it, I like it.
Black Flag.
I like parts of it.
Yeah. Did you not know that?
It's not. It's called 4, but it's not technically the 4th one.
No. Ranked.
Oh.
Origins is number 2. And number 1 right now is Odyssey.
I don't see.
But number 3 is
Are you talking about sales numbers or
No, ranked from like worst to best.
I don't know if I agree.
Wait, what side are you on?
Anytime now.
Games radar.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that personally.
No, neither.
But there's aspects of it I like, and there's aspects of it that I don't. I don't like I do and I don't like the way the loot works. Because they have common, rare, ultra rare, mega rare, whatever the fuck it is, you know? And it's the same with that fucking Don Machi game where it's like the 4-star, maxed out 3-star will never be as good as like a level 2 4-starred one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying that
So it's
Odyssey
like
is the ultimate creed.
Okay. So like if you have a gold sword, you will never, as long as you keep that leveled up with your level, you will never get a better sword than that. Right? In terms of just damage output. The only way you're going to get a better one is the random mini buffs that are attached to it. And the weapons are so fucking random as to when you get them and how you get them. As soon as you get a gold sword, you might as well fucking keep it. And every time you get anything that isn't a new gold sword, you just break it for material and just keep upgrading the gold sword that you have. There's no the loot's almost pointless once you get good. Once you get a gold thing, everything else is pointless. You might as well throw it away.
Did you see? I was gonna ask you this earlier. Did you see where Altair is a?
Yes, where he is a me costume in Smash.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
I saw that and I was like, because like usually when they do that, there's a reason that they do it.
You would have thought it'd be Ezio. He's the most popular.
Yeah. What's funny is like
he had 3 whole fucking games.
Here's the hilarious part.
Altair only had 2.
I watched like 3 different reaction
And a half.
videos. I watched 3 different reaction videos, and 2 of them, like one of them was like just a group of people.
3.5.
Huh?
I'm
No.
thinking about stuff.
No, one of them was like it was a group of people at like a GameStop watching it, happen. And as soon as it happened, over half of them were like, "It's Ezio." I'm like, "It's not Ezio." I was like, "Ezio has like his costume's a little obviously different because Altair's is kind of like a weird kind of rounded thing going on." And then when it said Altair, they were like, "Oh, Altair!"
So here's the thing. I was saying Altair only. I said Ezio has 3 games, and I said Altair only has 2.5, and I was like, no, he has 3.5. And I think about it, he had the original Assassin's Creed. He had the Assassin's Chronicle on on the DS.
There was an Assassin's Creed.
There was another Assassin's Creed that I don't remember what it was called. It was on the PSP. I don't remember what that one was called. Bloodline, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, technically, Revelations, he was in that. You could play it. There was like 4 missions where you played as him.
Yeah, and then you find
3.5 games. It's kind of amazing how many things in Assassin's Creed 2 revolve around Altair. Even though that first game was like, no, that was, I don't know.
I also just had a weird revelation at the fact of you have Ezio in Soul Calibur 5, I think it was.
No.
Was it 4 or 5?
It was 4, wasn't it?
Was it 4? I don't remember.
What are they on right now? 6?
6, and I think
Then it might have been 5, yeah.
And then you've got Altair and Smash, and technically Altair and Smash,
Yeah.
but I'm like, that's really odd that...
You know who's in the current Soul Calibur?
It's Geralt, isn't it?
Geralt.
From Witcher,
Yeah.
and...
Oh, I don't know none of them.
2B from Nier Automata. I will never pronounce that right. Nobody can make me. Nobody can make me say that right. I refuse to. Yeah, she's in that.
Nice.
I think she's a DLC character, but she's in there. And then, I don't think she's in Dead or Alive 6, but you can play as Mai in Dead or Alive 5 from King of Fighters or Fatal Fury. I prefer King of Fighters, but whatever.
I mean, they're basically the same thing.
I don't care. I know Fatal Fury was first.
You can fight
But
her.
I like King of Fighters.
You can fight as her like she is in Koth.
You can't stop me.
I still love whenever I watch the Smash Direct that had Terry Bogard in it. And he had to explain to people why Mai wasn't going to be in Smash.
It's too boobalicious.
And what's funny is one of the guys that I watched, he was like, yeah, he said she's too lewd.
That's kind of her gimmick, though.
Yeah.
She's one of... I forget what they were called, but they were women assassins who used their sexuality to distract men to murder them. That's what she's supposed to be based off of. She's a ninja who uses her titties to distract you to fucking kick your ass. She also has fire magic. Yeah, just goes.
Ninjas.
Because ninjas know fire.
You wouldn't get it.
You want
He totally would get it.
You want to share with the class?
Oh yeah, like you share all your shit when you show it to him.
Yeah, I get that. That's not a... How does someone not get that?
I don't know.
I think he thought that because he said like about Rick and Morty. But
Yeah, that was
like,
the thing earlier, though. He made a Rick and Morty joke, and I said, your Rick and Morty joke is lost on me, because I don't know what it's from. After clearly stating what it was. I was making a joke about a joke, while joking. It's a hazard, really.
Asgardians.
Nice.
I was
Speaking
watching-
of Black Widow, you guys ready to see that?
Am I ready to see it?
I don't know.
Have you seen the trailers for it? Looks pretty dope.
Joseph was telling me about some movie called Morpheus or something.
Oh, Morbius.
Morbius? Okay.
Yeah, he's a Spider-Man.
I think
guy.
he kept saying Morpheus. I'm like, from
The
like,
Matrix.
From the Matrix? Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne's coming back? What?
And then he started describing it, and he's like, yeah, it's a fucking vampire. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, I don't know.
Morbius.
And, okay,
With,
he kept saying Morpheus, and he was confusing me.
Okay.
See, I don't know what they're doing for this one because in his origins, he basically has the same origin as Spider-Man, but instead of a spider, it's a radioactive bat. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing in this one.
Morbius is an actual character.
Yeah.
And he's like a anti-hero.
He's
Yeah.
from Spider-Man.
He's
bro.
basically
Yeah,
like
is he
Venom.
not?
Yeah, he's from the Spider-Verse.
And Sony's still adding the whole Spider-Man's a murderer deal thing to the back.
Well, what's funny is like they're trying to make their own multiverse because the Spider-Man that's shown on the side of the building in the trailer for that is actually Tobey Maguire's.
Yeah, and with the new they said with the new Into the Spider-Verse movie, they want Tom Holland to be in it.
Disney should allow it.
And then apparently, they're trying to get Venom crossed over into the MCU as well.
Yeah.
It's weird that they're trying to get their stuff crossed. Well, I mean, I guess it's not, but they're trying to get their stuff crossed over into the MCU, while also continuing to hold the rights to Spider-Man.
I was
not giving it back.
I was watching the.
It's like if you want to be part of the MCU, no.
Well, I was watching the videos that Matt Pat was doing, talking about what Disney should do.
I kind of don't like him anymore.
Yeah, he's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. Matt Pat, Game Theory.
Oh.
And Film Theory. I used to watch him. I used to watch him all the time, even about games I didn't care about. And then one day I was just like, why am I watching this? I don't give a shit about what he's talking about right now. Like, I had just gotten into a habit of watching whatever it was he was putting out when he would put it out. And eventually I was like, why am I watching this? I don't even care. And so I stopped. And I haven't watched a single video by him in probably a couple years.
But, he's still putting videos out?
Yeah.
He puts out a video like every week.
Yeah. He's been talking about how a lot of the people who, what are they called? The people that like sort of sponsor certain YouTubers, how a lot of them have been basically screwing people over and taking their money and like running.
Oh, the networks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was talking about that, and
because they had that whole thing with Defy Media.
Because like was it them that screwed over Smosh? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Defy.
I thought that was it, but I couldn't remember.
Screwed over Smosh, Matt Pat, and a couple other big ones and like some makeup channels and stuff.
Yeah, which I don't care about the makeup channels. But
you don't. People do. They're huge. Some of the top, like most subscribed people on YouTube are makeup channels.
That's true.
It's amazing how you can go to like the top subscribed, most watched YouTube channels, and you don't know half of them.
Oh yeah, because like you watch the people that you watch, and then you go to look them up, and you're like,
who are these people? And you click on them, and they're like, we make balloon animals. And you're like, what? How do people watch this?
I go to the zoo.
And then the people who are watching the balloon animal videos are like, video games? Who watches people play video games?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But like the thing that I was talking about with the whole Spider-Man deal, he was talking about because apparently Apple's wanting to buy out Sony. Apparently that's a thing that's going on right now, and it's been talked about for a while.
I haven't heard that at all.
And I'm like, that's really weird.
It does sound pretty dumb. I don't think they would do it. I don't think Sony... Okay. Sony is a Japanese company.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to sell themselves to an American company. It's just not going to happen.
Never will.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what... Whenever I heard that, I was like, I'm confused on that.
Because everybody's like, Disney should just buy Sony. You can't give Sony enough money to get them to sell them to you. Sony is a huge fucking company. They have more money than they know what to do with.
I do know this is the thing, though. They're talking about if Disney were to buy the film rights to like Spider-Man and everything, like everything Spider-Man. One of the recent deals was Sony was like, $10 billion and he's yours.
That doesn't sound right.
That's right.
That's way too low of a number.
No, that's way too high for just Spider-Man.
You're a fool. Do you know how much money they can make?
Oh, I know.
Spider-Man is the golden goose that will continue to lay eggs.
But here's what I'm saying.
Forever.
But here's what I'm saying. Like, $10 billion, I mean, to Disney's probably nothing. But, like, for one character, that's a lot. And it's just the film rights. It's nothing else.
That's all they have.
Sony has way more than that. They've also got the game rights, too.
They don't own the
Pretty
game
sure
rights
they
to
do.
Spider-Man. They just made a Spider-Man game.
I'm pretty sure they have.
They don't
rights
own
to
that, no.
I thought they had all the rights to Spider-Man,
No.
period.
They just have the film rights.
Because, like, one of the
Because
things...
all the old Spider-Man games were multi-console. The newer one's the only one that's exclusive because they made a deal.
Well, one of the other things I saw was that deal that I was talking about where it was like if Apple buys Sony, if Disney just waited out and that something like that happened, Spider-Man basically reverts back to Marvel, which Disney owns, so they will get it for free.
They will get Spider-Man back. The whole reason the Amazing Spider-Man movies exist with Andrew Garfield, was so they could continue to hold on to the rights of Spider-Man. They have to make a Spider-Man movie every so often, or they'll lose it. So they'll just keep pumping out Spider-Man movies till the day Spider-Man is dead.
Which will probably never happen.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's a golden fucking goose. They'd be stupid to get rid of him. No matter how much money they're offering them right now, they will be able to make more than that if they just hold on to him.
And they know that.
I'm trying to remember. What's the deal they've got going on right now? Like, I'm trying to remember
the deal so Disney can use Spider-Man in their movies.
Yeah, because I know they revisited it and they've kind of worked it out.
Yeah, they worked it out. I don't remember the exact.
Because it used to be like 5% or something like that.
Sony would put up all the money, and they would make everything that wasn't opening day. But Disney still got all the merchandise and like the T-shirts and like action figures. Disney still all got all that shit. The only thing Sony was getting was all the money that was made minus opening day, and they were putting up all the money to make the movie. And then Disney wanted to do a 50-50 split on the money to make the movie, and then they would get all of opening day and 50% of everything that came after that. And Sony was like, no, that's stupid.
Nothing.
Then I don't know what the deal is now, but I know they worked it out, and
I want to say,
I think it's like a 25.
That's what I started to say. Like, I feel like they settled like 20-25%.
Yeah.
But I was like,
it's honestly, so like Disney could make no money from the solo Spider-Man movies, and it wouldn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
Just the money from like throwing Spider-Man in the Avengers movies. Just the Avengers movie makes up more than that one Spider-Man movie will ever make them. They don't need that money. They don't need that 25 split. Yeah, they just want it.
Because they're selfish, greedy bastards.
And it's not like they have more money than they know what to do with.
Yeah, it's really sad too.
Fuck, they bought Fox just to get the X-Men.
You heard what they're doing with 20th Century, didn't you?
I was blessed with a 9-inch piece.
It's not going to be called 20th Century. Now. It's not going to be called 20th Century Fox anymore. It's just going to be called like 20th Century Studios or something like that.
That's fine. I don't care.
And I was like, that's kind of odd. I was like, I just hope they keep the intro to movies.
Yeah, that's pretty iconic.
Yeah, because like if you just get rid of that, people are going to be like, this feels wrong.
But like, yeah, and then you got the they're doing the thing with the mutants, the New Mutants movie that's supposed to be like a horror movie.
Oh, I thought that already came out.
No, it's not out yet.
Because like I remember seeing it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were making it. Fox was making it. Then Disney bought them, and then they put it in like limbo for like 3 years. And apparently they're saying they're going to put that out. And assumably, if it does well, those are going to be the first like mutants that are going to start showing up in like the Avengers and stuff. There's
been rumors going around that around Comic-Con this year that there may be an X-Men like reveal, like not for a movie, but just like a reveal of who they may have casted in those roles and everything.
I don't think they will. Personally, what I think they're gonna do is I think in the next couple of like solo movies, they'll just have like a mutant guy kind of like around. He's not going to be a main character. He's going to be like a background character who like does a thing. They're going to like introduce the concept slowly, and then they're just going to be like, and bam, here they are.
Yeah, because I don't feel like they're really. I don't want to say they're not ready for X-Men, but
honestly, I know they said that they won't, but I think they're going to get Hugh Jackman to come back. Not permanently. I think he's going to make a cameo. I
believe that.
I think they're going to get Hugh Jackman as a cameo in like an X-Men movie at some point, assuming he's still alive by the time they get around to it. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just saying.
See, what's funny is
he could get in a car crash tomorrow.
Somebody asked Ryan Reynolds when the next Deadpool movie is, and
Yeah, because they said they were going to do that.
Yeah.
The second they bought Fox, they said we're still going to make a Deadpool movie.
He said he's waiting for the big cheese, which I laughed because I was like, he just made a Mickey Mouse joke. Like, it's obvious it's a Mickey Mouse joke. But like, I was like, I feel like because like what's funny is you think about it, all the Deadpool movies didn't really have a big budget, and they ended up making way more than they had.
I have no idea what the budgets on those were. I don't pay attention to stuff like that.
I think the budget was on the first one was, I think it was like a couple $100,000, just something like that, and then it ended up grossing like all those millions of dollars.
Fuck, they released the second movie twice.
Yeah.
And one of them was just a PG-13 cut with like
And it
small.
actually sold really well.
Well, see, that's the thing that's funny, and people want to get mad about all that. They're like, Deadpool needs to just be rated R. I was like, Deadpool can be anything. That's what's hilarious about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ever watch like the cartoon Spider-Man where Deadpool just shows up,
Mm-hmm.
he censors himself in the funniest ways and makes fun of the companies for censoring him. It's hilarious.
Yeah. No.
What, in the second one?
No, in the cartoons.
We're talking about any other time Deadpool shows up when he's not in a rated like 17 or 18. When he's in like a younger person's programming, he's still just as wacky and kooky.
Yeah.
Deadpool isn't always Murder Man McGee. He just sometimes is.
And what was it he said? Well, there was an episode of one of the Spider-Man shows on Disney, and he goes, "Will." Like, instead of, because he was telling him, he said, "Oh, we can't say that," and he said, "We'll K-word them to instead of kill them."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's good censorship for the fact that Deadpool's obviously joking about it. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Bill 10. Bringing the propane.
Okay, that's actually pretty funny.
That's
It almost matches too.
That's a funny tagline. I'll give you that.
You're a Messi.
Typical stoner. Dang it, Ed! Quit looking for that dang stone.
Okay, I get it.
Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. All their faces are swapped out.
Yeah, I see that.
That's great.
It looks. Let's see, dressed to kill.
This is good content. You just looking at shit on your phone and laughing about it.
Meet the Hills.
Oh.
Fine. You don't like that one?
I don't really like any of them.
See, I was thinking of something.
See, the first one was funny. Or not the first one, the second one with the propane. That was funny. But now they just keep going, and it's like, alright, I get it. It's Hank Hill instead of the actual characters.
He has a propane addiction.
Blonde
funny.
animation.
They stopped getting funny after a while.
But does Sony have an American like branch? Columbia? Maybe that's what they're
Columbia,
trying to buy.
yeah. Columbia, that's the chick with the...
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the goddamn Hokage.
Alright, yeah, I'm getting
Yeah. Sony owns a lot of different things all around the world. And like some of them you don't even know, and then you look kind of like in the corner, it says, a Sony company.
Yeah.
And you would never know that was Sony.
Ugh.
Moobs of Justice.
Gross. And they make they make all kinds of electronics and shit. They got a video game market on lock. They're all over the place.
You know, I was thinking, if we ever decided to do a Let's Play or something,
Mm-hmm.
and Nick has a PlayStation, and you have the Kingdom Hearts collection.
I do.
I was like, we could do that. That'd be pretty sweet.
Good.
It'd be pretty sweet.
Everybody likes Disney except for the people that don't.
See, that's what's funny too, because when you brought up earlier about how, you know, super rich and, you know, sitting in their ivory towers, sipping out of
These
their
words did not come
no,
out
those
of my
didn't.
mouth.
No, those didn't. But that's what everybody else wants to believe. But no, I always say this, like, I'm still confused as to how if you work for Disney, whether you're working like in the company itself or working at like an amusement park of it, why are they not paying people good? I don't get that because like you can't.
Do you understand how companies work, AJ? The CEOs and CFOs and all the people at the top, they make more money than we do in like a day, and we make in a year. You know, it's like a dime to a dollar. Every dime we get, they make $1, if not more. Right?
$5.
And that's how that works. That's it. Why doesn't the company pay us better? Because they're getting all the money. And why do they get all the money? Because they're the ones in charge of where the money goes.
They have to put back into the company. If they don't do that, then they'll go under.
Well, yeah. But they're making enough that they can keep the company afloat, and they can keep their yachts, and we gotta be like, we need used tires for our car, because we can't afford to buy new ones.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. It's America. That's capitalism, baby.
What's funny is like the kind of like you've heard of the capitalism where people buy like businesses and stuff, build them up, and then sell them, like liquidate all the assets and everything. Do you know that's illegal over in the UK?
And then there are other people who buy failing companies or companies that are like kind of failing, and then just strip them for parts. Fuck everybody who works there. It's like, I'm gonna buy you for cheap, and I'm gonna strip everything out, and I'm gonna make a profit on this, and fuck all of you guys.
And see, a good business owner would actually try to help his employees.
Those washers and dryers work good.
Huh?
Those washers and
Washers and dryer? The washer and dryer that we have? Yeah.
They do work good?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with them?
I mean, they make like a noise, but it's not like a noise that's going to make them just break down.
What kind of noise do they make?
I don't know. No, it's not that at all. I think it's just. I think it's just.
Dude,
I think it's just
I
louder.
did not.
Yeah, it was like a wet spot that hit me right here.
I think it's just
No
louder than a
spit came out
normal
of my mouth.
washer and dryer. But other than that, it's nothing wrong with it at all.
Did you know, AJ, that Activision
Break
Blizzard,
in here.
Activision Blizzard, last year, 2019, reported record high profit of like $82 billion. They also fired 800 people because they couldn't afford them. That's America.
Fuck yeah.
That's the kind of place that we live.
Who's
Where
on
the
it?
company can be making more money than they've ever made and still fire a good portion of their employees because they don't want to pay them.
It's because they don't want to pay them, or because they can't actually afford them.
It's because they don't want to pay them. Of course they can afford them. They made more money than they ever have.
But you can't refuse to pay somebody.
You can't. You fire them and then you don't have to pay them.
That's different.
No, okay. That's not what I'm saying. They don't want to continue to pay them.
Yeah.
So they fire them.
Yeah.
Then they don't have to pay them anymore.
Yeah.
They get to keep all the money. They get to keep all the money that they make.
Because I was gonna say, if you have somebody working for you, and you
Yeah,
just
that's not the
refuse
same
to
thing.
pay them,
No, that's
just
not what I'm
slave
saying.
labor.
They paid them, and then they're like, get out. They paid them what they had to, and then when they just fired them instead of having them continue to work there.
It's easier to cut their losses there than to have them.
They're not cutting their losses. They're
Well,
just
it's like
saving money
Well, that's like
that they don't need to be saving.
Well, that's like
basically.
what most auto shops do. When I say auto shops, factories.
That most of the time in those cases, they're not presenting record profits though. They're losing money and they lay people off. That's not the same thing. This is a company who was bragging about how they've made more money than they've ever made. They paid their CEO a $15 million bonus just to take the job, and fired 800 people because they didn't want to have to pay them.
That $15 million was probably enough to cover those 800 people.
That would have been more than enough to cover those 800 people.
You know.
But
That's weird.
instead, it's not weird. That's how this country works.
Not true.
It is though, and all these
Because not everybody does
all
that.
these big companies. It's all these big companies who do these things. They have all these fucking offshore tax havens, so they make all this fucking money and they don't pay any of it in.
It's people that don't care about their business.
This is the people who don't care about the people at the bottom of their business. They care about their business. They care about all the money they're making. The business is the most important thing. It's the people that they don't care about.
They had to take 140 for it.
Probably.
What I asked for.
Alright.
Yeah,
And with
cash
that, because we're at the 2-hour mark,
Are we
we
really?
will say goodbye.
Are we seriously?
Y'all
Holy crap.
right
And like,
now.
share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Boner.